Hello, we are back again on a live stream. Today, Thursday again. How time flies, isn't it, guys? So let's see if we are a bit live. Hello, I can see somebody already in the chat room. I hope the audio is okay. Let me see. Maybe I can type that here. Hello. Okay, cool. Let's start. Yeah, today we have a little bit of a problem on the home page. It's the case that the download page is not popping up, so we're looking into this to fix it as soon as possible. So if you just are watching this and you also want to download the full version of something, currently not possible. So hopefully it will be fixed later this evening, and otherwise it will be tomorrow morning. I'm very sorry about it. But let's continue today with sound design. That's the subject. And you see here I have B.I.T. because I have this request of Hadley again, which is obvious, a very big Jean-Michel Jarre fan. And he had another sound which he said, well, what could be interesting to check that one out. But in the meantime, I was working with B.I.T. and I just adjusted this little sequence. As you can see, it's a GP dual pad, a pad sound, which I adapted and changed this way. I made it shorter and played the sequence. So sometimes if you have a pad sound, so let's stop this. So just to show you what you can do yourself with the synthesizer, even if you pick one of the presets. So we go here to the bank manager, and it's called GP dual pad 2. It's this one. So if I hit again, it loads the original preset, and of course in the song the changed preset was added. So let's see what I did. So it's like a Jupiter pad sound. Okay, my headphone. And that one I played a sequence. And of course you see there's a slow attack in the amp. So if I would combine that with the rest, I need to tweak it to get this sequence. So you see, just by changing the envelope, attack decay sustain, suddenly you have a totally different sound. Most likely I did change a lot more. So yeah, just play around with it. So this pad sound is of course now totally different. So this was the original one. If I click on the edit button, I have the edited one. So a preset, that's my point, a preset also can be a very good starting point for creating something else. And the only thing I did is change here the envelope in the amp section, which controls the total contour of the of the sound volume. So and change a bit the filters. And then you have something different. Okay, I also could do one octave higher here, one oscillator. Make a bit of slow attack. You see, there are a lot of options if you pick simply a preset as a basic sound. And now what I also was playing is from Blade 2, a few sounds. This one with the ratcheting. Obvious, I cannot show it to you guys because it doesn't have the user interface. But when I play it now, I have there's an harmonizer, which you know from Blade 1. If you own Blade 1, you know the harmonizer. We added an additional oscillator, and if I shut down this oscillator, you only hear the harmonizer, and you hear the waveform changes. So what happens is that the arpeggiator will have two extra rows, which are called X and Y, in which you can use to change the X and Y position for each step. So so if I put it off, this is the waveform, and now it's changed by the XY position. It's a very percussive short sound, but it can work very nice in combination with the rest. That was a sound from Blade 2, of course. We are very busy. There are still some bugs and things we need to do, mainly the graphic design. I uploaded already in the Facebook a part of the user interface, and also in the newsletter you saw a part of the new user interface. And the other sound was this one. Very spacey sound. So the options, the sound options are more extensive. So before I play a few other ones, okay, yeah, BIT is a bit small on the screen, I see. I did last week, of course, the live stream with RPVerb 2, which is smaller in user interface. We don't have yet the big screen versions for them. So what I can do is open again B.I.T, keep that one on top, always on top. Let's see if we can have this one visible fully, because next in a few minutes we are going to check out the other sound what I was talking about. Let me see. Yeah, I need to make it a bit smaller. Give me a second, guys. So here I need to open the software, the streaming software, and to make the screen a bit smaller. Oops. So that you guys can see it. Let's see if this is better. Not sure about that. I need to wait and see, because the live stream is a few, maybe a minute later. So when I do some changes here, it pops up a bit later on the main screen. Oh, we don't have the keyboard today, but that doesn't matter. Okay, this is better. Okay. Okay, guys, so it's now visible. Yeah, so yeah, that's the other sound I want to play to you, was this from Blade 2. It's called Dark Planet. Oh no, Distant Planet Core. Today I made this sound, float bells. Let's see if I have more. Timbre around, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's also very great in doing some type of D50 sounds, I found out. So you hear a layer. That's the cool thing. What we will have with Blade 2 is that you have the harmonizer, but you can stack it with a regular oscillator or even with noise. So I'm working already on some presets. It's still having the basic user interface, so we are working on that. And this one I like today also. It's a core, a kind of it's a kind of organ, but that sounds very spacey. And of course we can have the memory, chord memory. Now I only play one note. Yeah, and last week I played these spacey ARP sounds. Jumps up, down in volume, as you can hear. Okay, so Blade 2 is going well. Still not ready. Hopefully in October we can make you happy. Okay, so now let's go back to the chat room, and then we will discuss this sound. Somebody requests me to maybe recreate, for instance, with B.I.T. Okay, somebody's asking about the bigger GU of Bluetooth and Predator 2. We have big screen version in Bluetooth, which is 133%. Predator 2, not yet. We are planning Predator 2.5. So we are looking into this. All the other synths already, the latest products have, if you look up here, we have 100%, 150% screen and 200% screen. And 200% screen is, of course, for the 4K. I'm using the 150% because my computer is very wide. This monitor with 1400 pixels height. So it's higher than a regular HD. So it's in progress, and with Bluetooth you already can have the 133% size. Of course, it seems to be that with some of most hosts, you can blow up the user interface. So if you have 4K and the instrument only has 100% size, it seems to be that you can increase it. Okay, so let's go to this sound, and it's from Jean-Michel Jarre. Hadley did ask me about this sound, and I play it for you. First, you hear it in a piece of music. Yeah, you can hear it's this bandpass type of sound, this sweep sound. So later on in the track, and this one is better, more separate, and that's later on. This is in Rendezvous number 5. I don't know this CD personally. I'm not sure which year it is originally. But here this sound comes again. Yeah, somebody's mentioning Alka syntax. I'm not sure about it. Which year is Rendezvous 5? Because this sounds more to a 90s sound to me. I hear a lot of chorus, and it's obvious it's from 1989. Well, at that time there was no Predator, but yeah, it sounds very, let's say processed to me. So it's not sounding as it is coming from an Alka syntax from the bass. Well, there's no noise. It's, yeah, definitely LFO. (1986). Could well be that there is a big, thick ensemble or something like that on this sound. So let's see if we can recreate it a bit. Yeah, it was for the Houston concert. So let's go to. I need to start another instance of. Yeah, maybe what should I take? Should I take a B.I.T or Predator 2? What do you guys think? Yeah, let's see what you say. Yeah, a lot of detune. Okay, I'm checking. It's detuned. I looked very shortly on some images, and you can see that the syntax has bandpass filter. So okay, let's do this with B.I.T. Okay, add track instrument, and I take a new one because the other one was doing this sequence thing. Okay, here we are. It's a bandpass filter, sure, and I think it's 12 dB bandpass, because normally you would have a 24 dB filter in such a synthesizer, and then they will split this filter into one 12 dB low pass and one 12 dB high pass, because if you have them in series, you essentially have a bandpass filter. A bandpass filter you also can create by using two filters, one low pass and one high pass, and having both the cutoff frequency on the same spot. So I will go here for 12 dB bandpass. And we're already getting close. So I need to set the, go to 9.3. Let's see. So how deeper? So the envelope, so you have a bandpass filter. You see here is the bandpass filter. Let's see if you guys can follow me. Okay. Always on top. Let me see if I'm visible. There, I'm flying around here with some pages. Okay. So, yeah, it's fully visible. I need to go a bit to the right, that you see fully. Because I'm a bit in the screen, I can see. So let's make me a bit smaller. It's this one. So that we can see B.I.T. You hear bandpass filter. So essentially, what is a bandpass filter? Maybe nice to talk about a background. For instance, if you have a Korg MS-20, which has first a high-pass filter and a low-pass filter, if you have both of them, the same cutoff frequency, essentially you have a bandpass filter. So if I would pick here a 12 dB high pass, and the second filter which comes behind, which is in series, a 24 dB low pass or 12 dB low pass, and I have the cutoff frequency at the same position, then essentially I have a bandpass filter. Of course, now I cannot change both the EQs at the same time. I could use the modulation wheel to show you that it sounds the same, that it is essentially the same as the as a bandpass filter. So now you see in the modulation wheel I need to connect to both filters, cutoff frequency. And so now I change with the modulation wheel. So you can hear. So I go a bit lower with this one. I keep both on the same frequency. And you hereby sounds the same as a bandpass filter. So if you have a synthesizer which doesn't have a bandpass filter and it has a high pass filter, then combine both together, set the high pass and the low pass filter in serial. It can also be the other way around, that doesn't matter. Then set the cutoff the same and you have essentially a bandpass filter. So this about the background of what a bandpass filter is, which is essentially two filters combined, and which makes that you filter the high frequencies and you filter the low frequency, and then you get one particular band which is left over. So you take off the higher frequency and the lower frequency, then you narrow down it. So back to this sound, 12 dB bandpass. Now I go back to how we want to make this sound. Well, you heard in this sound from Jean-Michel Jarre that it moves. Well, that makes that the filter has a movement, and the movement in the filter is done by using an envelope. So now it goes up. I only need to go down. So that's. So now we're already very close in terms of movement. Well, this is close, only it doesn't have this moving thing going on. And this seems to be this chorus, which is very intensive. Okay, let's see if we can make this with the... It's not fully the same. Yeah, and then there is this detuning of the saw. It's almost like a dance record. So if I go detune, so let's do it without chorus. Oh, I see what is going on here. It has also unison here. Now it sounds the tune, and now this. It's getting close to it. It's of course not fully the same. And might be also symmetry modulation involved instead of having saw wave. So let's move this one, save preset in folder. Then I go throw this in the folder. I pick here the folder. This one, let's maybe save Rob Live. And then sweep jar 1. So this is the first one. Okay, let's see if you agree that this one getting close. Yeah, the filters, maybe that's a good point. How deep does it go down? Let me see. So now the setting is a bit. Yeah, this could be an option. Then we could go with unison. Or could well be maybe that unison is used because that was inside this synthesizer, this syntax. And then we should say, okay, let's take it 3. Yeah, that's nice. So this one, save preset, is pretty close. I would then try now with pulse width modulation because that's also inside this syntax. I will go first to oscillator 1. I put off the filter so that I can hear it. So you see, this is a saw. I put off the chorus and the detuning, unison, sorry. Now I go to a square, I go to the advanced page, and then I'm going to use the LFO to do the symmetry modulation. Hear that? Okay, that also adds a kind of wobble to the sound, so I will do the same in oscillator 2. Take the square and go to the symmetry. Oh, what I see here? No, that's tune. Symmetry. Oh, let's see. It's not. Oh, sub oscillator is on. So, aye, what is this? I don't hear any sound. Is something going wrong here? Oh, I need to go back to the other sound because most likely that one has one oscillator only. So, okay, but first let's do this one. But this one also has now. Let's put them together. Okay, let's put a bandpass filter again. The chorus. That was my modulation wheel. Yeah, this one is also cool. And then we could use, of course, I would call this one save preset as number 2. Sweep SHA 2. So let's see how it sounds good. That's a pretty nice sound. So let's save this one. I'm not sure about the volume of it because I am having a headphone. Maybe it's the... I've killed one oscillator, yeah, in the first one. Because I was... I noticed that something was odd in this one. Because I didn't hear this. I was the fine-tuning, but it was the wrong oscillator playing. So I'm gonna fix this now. So this is the one with the saw waveform. Save it again. Let me see if my level is okay. Because I want to save this preset, of course. And I make it downloadable for you guys. Oh, can it even be a bit louder? It's nice, isn't it? So it's not 100%, but this is a nice sound. Sometimes you are inspired by certain sounds, and if you not fully recreate it, doesn't matter if the sound has a kind of feel to it. If it sounds good, it's a good sound. Okay, let's give it a set category. Synth sound, yeah, it is. It's a long attack, not really a long release. Poly mode, it's bright. The modulation wheel changes. Opens again the filter, so that's correct. So okay, I save this one. And then, of course, is the second one, which uses the pulse width modulation, which you also can see here. You see the modulation of the square. Maybe this one is even closer. Getting there, Rob. Yeah, maybe a bit smoother. Yeah, I could try that. Let's listen again to the... Yeah, less smoother, so less deep in the envelope. So then we would have this one. A bit higher. But there's also something you could do is to to change the envelope amount and maybe also the timing of the envelope. So maybe decay. So decay. So I sweep this one, save preset, so it's a bit improved. The other one. So that maybe is also a bit too deep. Yeah, there's something detuned in the sound. So now it's more detuned here, very much detuned. Yeah, maybe two voice. Let me see. I'm just checking. Yeah, now you hear a bit more the detuning, isn't it? So save preset as. This is then version 3. So we already have 3 versions. So let's check again the original. Yeah, okay, let's see what you say, guys. An octave up originally. If you put noise on it. Yeah, I don't hear noise in the original sound. You almost would say it's in the 80s, but you almost would say it's a kind of super saw what you are hearing. That's my impression of the sound. That's why I ask when is this done? Is it in the 70s? Is it in the 80s? Is it in the 90s? Or maybe later on? Because I don't have this original record. So it also could be, if it's the original syntax, maybe it was during the recording detuned or out of tune and then generated this sound. So I'm just playing around. Yeah, this is a bit better. Save preset. Okay, let's go to the chat room. So we have now 3 variations. The first one which I did. Second one. And the third one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you confuse that with the sweep, because if I put no noise on, you will hear that it's no. So this I cannot hear in the original sound. Which is at itself also an interesting sound. But what I think also is that some way, to my ears, there's a very big chorus working on this. We could give it another try with maybe Predator. Let's see if we have a free Predator organ, which we had last week. So I will, of course, upload these the pad sounds, the sounds to the info section below so that you can download it. Then you need to copy them to the documents, Rob Papen BIT Bank folder, and copy that inside of them. Start up again your music host program, then you will see them popping up. But I'll write it down also in the info section how you can add these presets, and then you can throw them to a folder of your own choice. You could also make a own folder in where you could collect them. So here we have Predator 2, and here we can make the same sound also. And here we have the option to have not chorus only, but also ensemble. So maybe we can do this here. I go to the default. So second oscillator. So make them detune. Pick the filter, by band pass filter. Envelope. So yeah, and then of course we need to have the the effects, which is this ensemble, which should be in here. Here it is. And then we put a nice delay behind it. Of course, that was also in the original. A bit this sound now. Okay, let's compare it. It's almost sounding like a chord, isn't it? So let's do unison here, because most likely unison is also used there. So give it a try with. It's also a bit getting close, but it's not 100%. It looks as if they have two notes, but one is very strange. Maybe he plays two notes after each other. Yeah, this is as close as I can get with Predator 2, save preset as. We have then here also Michelle sweep 1. Okay. So let's see what the chat room thinks about it. Okay. So it pops out of. Okay, here we go again. Yeah, I'm checking the chat room. Somebody did mention about bass kick drums for maybe next year. Nuclear kick drum, classic rave kick, one shot. He mentions an album, 1997. Yeah, Sonar, if you could email me this as an example to info@robpapen.com, we can look into this, of course. Yeah, somebody's mentioned there seems to be one octave up in oscillator. Yeah, that well could be also the case. Maybe that's the case. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and that is the one which is out of tune. So yeah, Christian, who did mention this? Christian Hernandez. Yeah, good remark indeed. I think this is what it is. It's this octave which we are. I was playing two notes, but so let's see if we are going back to the original one. Fiddling around here. Yeah, something like that. So this one is maybe better. Let's try this, do the same. And of course I can make always more variations. So we'll go back to B to BIT. So one octave higher. Oh, that's the wrong waveform. Then the unison is better. I think he used also unison, hearing on the sound. So let's compare that again. Maybe a bit less sweep. Okay, I saved this one, number 3. The other one, number 2, I also can do with 1 octave higher. And unison. And I call this number 4. So good point. I was playing 2 notes, and somebody said, yeah, well, it's maybe 1 oscillator 1 octave higher. Very well noted. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's the question about the Alka. I don't know this instrument good enough to say if it has a chorus or an ensemble. Alka was made by these Italian organ manufacturers who made a lot of organs, and well, could be that it has chorus, just like a Uno 60, or ensemble like a Uno 60. But I need to see the panel. So it well could be the case. And also what it also could be the case is, of course, that there is external chorus pedals or whatever are used at that time. Okay, faster LFO, okay. You mean the LFO from the, so somebody's mentioned, so. So now it's the faster, if there is pulse width modulation used, it also could be like this. And of course I use reverb in this one. Although that was not bad to the sound. The detuning, yeah, the detuning doesn't have a modulation. The detuning, what you hear, is done by using simply the detuning. So that makes also a wobble. So I keep this one, sweep sharp off for save preset. Yeah, so we have 4 types. And of course, buttons on syntax somewhere, chorus, FX 1 to 3. Aha, that explains it, that there is a chorus or ensemble on board. Okay, so yeah, we have 4 presets in B.I.T, and 1 we have then in Predator, which I can upload. It's pretty close, of course not 100%, but it's you tweak around yourself a bit. And semi plus 7, no, that's the 5th. I don't think that's a semi. And you get this. No, it was definitely not a semi, but it was this second oscillator which was on octave higher. So most likely it was on the syntax in unison mode, which make this detuned sound, because most likely it was not fully detuned. It had this chorus on and this bandpass filter. So we're getting close to it. Yeah, pitch LFO modulation, I also could use that one. Yeah, here's the pitch LFO. Let's see if I go back to number 4. Yeah, the wobble, what you hear is essentially the detuning and the chorus. And if I have, it has already a bit of pitch. Yeah, it has a bit of it, so that the general pitch LFO. Okay, so I think it's from the 4 we had now. I think the number 4 is most closely. It's maybe a bit slower than the original one, so let's make it a bit faster. So that one is close. Sweep jar number 4, save preset. Here we go. Yeah, I see somebody else in the chat room. There's a question about maybe the products. I need to, maybe I missed a few things on the chat room. I always need to open it. Maybe I should have a second monitor where I can see the chat room. It's maybe a bit easier. I missed one question in the chat room. Is it possible to change kick pitch? To change kick pitch in raw kick like automatically? DCX Phase VRS is asking this. I'm not sure how you mean this. If I go to raw kick, so we skip now to another subject. Raw kick. Here it is. Ta-da! So if you have 3 layers here, and raw kick, if you go in the layer main here, you can select the layer, edit. Here you added it, and you see layer 3 is a fade out, which is then essentially not active. It's if you need to click it on. Okay, so about the pitch, if you look at this one, it's layer 1, and in this section you can say keyboard. And if the model is a model kick, it's tuned already. So if I put off keyboard, then I have a static tuning, which you can change here. Or you say keyboard, and then you have the keyboard, and then you can tune it. Of course, it's different if you work with samples, because with samples you don't know which the tuning is of the original samples. Then my tip would be is to, if you have one layer, make this layer having a bit more tone, so you make it like this. Then you go to the second layer, and if you have, okay, I want to have a sample kick, let's see. I go to here, I have, if you go to home, you can load in all kind of kicks. Okay, electronic bass drum. So here we have then let's see what we have. Oh, that's very short. Now this is a 909, and if you want to tune that, my trick would be is simply, you can here tune it, is to combine it with the first layer and play them together and try to tune it this way. So by using layer 1 as a tuning device, you can tune it. So with a sample, there's no way that it can auto-tune, because the sample is most of the time is very short sound, and there is a little bit of a tone inside of it, but you need that to do this by hearing. So if I would go here to a other sample, percussion. Now you see I have, okay, I let load it again. Now this one is hard to. So now I have a bongo tuned, and I use this layer 1. So it's picture that this will be a bass drum. So now I have this bongo tuned and based on layer 1, which is a very long tone. And of course, once I have it ready, I simply can go back again and make it again a kick. Then I have the your kick combined with a bongo. Okay, so this is about tuning with raw kick. So the models is pretty easy to have. Just put on keyboard. With sample, you need to tune it, and of course still put on keyboard because if you want to play, but you need to tune it yourself. This sample. Okay. Okay, I need to write it down. The soundtrack. It's on YouTube. I need to copy this. 1 second, and then I put that in a text file. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, we are almost to an end. Always on top. Okay. So raw cake very popular. There will be very soon an interview, which I done with a blog with one hardstyle producer, and once that is posted, I will let you know on Facebook. Of course, you can always watch back this live stream on YouTube in the playlist live streams we had last week. We did this whole session about RP Verb 2, and this live stream I also did copy over to the playlist of RP Verb 2. And again, we check with this bass drum, which somebody did mention now in the live stream. But if you have an idea about a particular sound, yeah, just let me know. It's always fun to dive into something like that. It's not always possible to recreate, but we can check it out, of course. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Next week we will be back again. Hopefully I can play a bit more about Blade 2 again, and that we also can maybe show it in September once we have the user interface ready. So thanks for watching. If you like it, thumbs up, and stay safe, and see you next week, guys. Bye.